We're going to go into Slippery now, and I'm going to put that on my lid. So I don't think we're going to get that, which is a bit frustrating. It's a bit patchy. Okay, I don't think I like it. Look, my verdict on this palette is that Hi guys, welcome back to my channel. Thank you so much for stopping by if you're new, and welcome back if you're already a subscriber. My name's Crystal, and today we are going to go through an eyeshadow tutorial where I'm going to try the new Huda Beauty Naughty Nudes palette for the first time on my channel. And I'm going to give you guys my thoughts, and I'm going to have a go at that slippery shade that everyone's been talking about. I've only seen a couple of reviews on YouTube about this eyeshadow palette, and I was going to buy it regardless, but it's interesting to see how certain people have said that they love it and others have said that they absolutely despise it. So today I'm going to give you my thoughts on this palette and create an eyeshadow look. But before we get into the video, do not forget to subscribe to my channel and also have that post notification bell turned on, because I know that some of you have not been getting my recent uploads or being notified that I am uploading. So just so that you know, I do upload every Tuesday and Saturday at 6 AM Melbourne time, and then I do throw in an additional video on a Thursday as well when I have the content to do so, which I have been doing lately. So make sure you have that post notification bell turned on so that you don't miss any of those uploads. And also don't forget to go and follow me over on Instagram. I'll have my handles on the screen for you guys to go and check me out over there. But I'll stop rambling and we'll like clean up this eye area because it's looking really bare and I'm feeling kind of naked. So let's just jump straight into the video. Okay, so just getting started, this is the palette that we are going to be using today. This is Huda Beauty's latest release of her bigger eyeshadow palettes, which is absolutely stunning. So it's this beautiful burgundy plastic packaging, so it's really sturdy. This retails for 124 Australian dollars from Sephora here in Australia, and inside the palette just looks like this. It is absolutely stunning. Like, look at those shades. Honestly, there's probably nothing in here that I wouldn't use aside from possibly the slippery shade. We'll see how it goes. I've heard it's basically just like a quick fix to a glossy lid, so we'll see what happens. But there are a couple of different formulas in here that I haven't used before, like the marble sort of shades, so I haven't actually had the chance to use that yet because I don't have a whole heap of her 9-pan palettes, and that's where most of that particular formula is. So I'm going to quickly put my hair back in my hairband so it's out of our face. And now you can see my ears, which is like great. I've just attempted to like cover up my ears a little bit so I don't scare you, but I'm going to zoom you guys in and we're going to jump into the palette and start playing with these shadows. Okay, so now you guys are super close and in my face, so you can probably see all of my imperfections, which is great. But we are going to dive in first of all with the shade Juicy, just here on the end, and we're going to pop that in the crease, and we're going to use the Morphe Jaclyn Hill JH33 to pop that into the crease, and just tapping off any excess. I really like the pigmentation on this. It's like super buildable. It's not too opaque too quickly, which I really appreciate because I have really hooded eyes. Like, I have a lot of excess skin on my eyelids, so when something's not too opaque, it makes a huge difference because it means that I'm not going to overdo it in certain areas. And I'm just going to drag that up to my brow bone and drag that right out, as I want this to have kind of a cat eye effect. And then just doing the same thing to the other eye. I'm also going to drag part of that shade onto the eyelid as well, just to give a nice transition on the lid too. Okay, so now we're going to go into the shade Naughty, which is the deeper shade just here, and we're going to use that to depthen the crease. There is one flaw with this palette. I don't feel like there is a real deep brown, but I do suppose she is going for like the deep chocolatey purpley kind of shades, and I guess there probably doesn't need to be black in here, but Naughty is probably the next deepest shade, and then Spicy is probably the deepest, but it's still a purple. It's kind of on par with this shade, so I don't know if this is going to be like enough. I do prefer to layer my shadows to have 3 levels of deepness, but I mean, we're gonna work with what we've got. So I'm just going to pop that through the outer third of the socket and then into the outer corner as well. The pigmentation on this is really, really good. It's that regular dry formula from Huda Beauty, which is quite buildable. You've just got to tap off your excess. Now I'm just going to go back in with that original brush and make sure that's blended through the front with that first shade, which is Juicy. Because I don't want to take away from the brown component of this particular look, because I do like browns on my lid, but I feel like it's going to, because there isn't that depth in the browns, there's only really the depth in the purples. I feel like it's going to make this look swing purple no matter what I do to it. So, and I feel like purples is like the fastest way to get a patchy eye look. So we'll see what ends up happening. And because I'm somebody with hooded eyes, I am really, really particular about how I do my eyeshadows. This could turn out really, really well or really, really badly. And just taking that naughty shade and then doing the same on the other side. If you're new to my channel and you haven't watched much of my content, you might not know that I actually have limited vision in this eye, which means when I am blending out this eye on this side that I'm doing right now, it's actually really hard for me because I can't fully see. I have about 30% vision in this eye, which is really, really bad. It's just something that I've always had. I don't actually remember my life without having limited vision in that eye. It doesn't stop me from doing things like driving or anything like that, but when it comes to makeup, the detail for me is really, really hard to get right, because getting the balance across my eyes is very, very difficult to do. And this eye is like technically my lazy eye per se, so it doesn't always come out like perfectly blended and stuff like that, because there is more folds in the skin on this eye versus my other eye, but I do try to make do with what I've got. This look is already starting to go very, very purple, which is not what I was really hoping for. I was kind of hoping for more brown nude. Like, I know that this is supposed to be an extension of the original new nudes that Huda Beauty brought out a while ago, but I was kind of hoping for it to not be so purple, but I have a feeling that that's what we're going to end up with anyway. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to leave it at that, I'm pretty sure, for now, because I don't actually think there is any more eyeshadows in this palette that is going to give me the depth that I'm actually looking for. And I was hoping to get some eyeliner sort of shades out of this as well, which I don't unfortunately think I'm going to get. I do feel like to complete a look you might need more than just this palette. I don't feel like if you're new to makeup and you're looking for an all-rounder palette, that this is the palette for you. But yeah, it's fun if you're like a collector and stuff like that. Like, I literally collect Huda Beauty makeup. Like, it's just something that I like to do. A bit silly, but what do you know? So yeah, what I'm going to do next is pick an eyelid shade. Now I want to use one of these marbled ones. Now I'm thinking either Provoke or Flower Power. They're the two shades there. And I'm thinking I'm going to go with Flower Power. I'm going to stay safe, but I'm just going to swatch those both for you guys real quick. That's them there. And oh, Passion looks beautiful too, actually. Ooh. Oh, that's Passion. Oh, look at that. I feel like for a shade like Passion, you would need a really, really deep crease for something like that to really make something like that particularly pop, and I don't feel like we're going to get that in this palette, which is a bit frustrating. So I'm going to take the shade Flower Power and take that on a brush and see how it goes. We're getting somewhere. It's not super consistent. It's a bit patchy. So that is the eyeshadow with the brush. It's okay. It's taken a bit for me to build it up to get it to that point. I'm just gonna try it with my finger and see. It's definitely better with a finger, but because I have these ridiculous nails on, it is making it a little bit tricky, but I do love that color. I think that's absolutely stunning. So I'm just gonna pop the same shade on the other side with the brush first. So I'm just gonna go back with my blending brush, which had the original Juicy shade on it. And I'm just going to blend that through just to make sure we haven't lost any of the original shades. Beautiful. And then I am going to go back in with that particular brush that I used earlier on with Naughty on it. And then I'm going to blend the two together. Okay, so I was really hoping for an eyeliner kind of shade in this palette, but I don't think we're going to get that, which is a bit frustrating. But I'm going to quickly do the lower lash line with those two shades that we used in the crease, and just going to blend that out with a Morphe E36. And here I'm just placing Naughty in the outer portion of my lower lash line. I do honestly feel like this eye look is pretty, don't get me wrong, but it's nothing revolutionary, and I feel like it needs a deeper shade to really amp it up. It also doesn't really have an inner corner highlight in here either, aside from the shade Please Me, which is just this shade just here. But for me, I do prefer a more champagne inner corner highlight. So I'm just gonna grab a brush real quick and see if I'm able to pick that up. I'm just gonna take the Morphe Jaclyn Hill JH39 and pick that up, and hopefully it looks okay. Okay, we're getting something. Look, I can't say I like that at all, to be honest. It's not very good. And it's reflecting pink, and I don't like that. So I am going to actually jump into my Morphe Jaclyn Hill palette, and I'm going to take the inner corner highlight from that, which is the shade Beam. Okay, so just taking that shade Beam from the Jaclyn Hill palette, I'm just gonna pop that in the inner corner. And yeah, that's popping so much better. Like, look at that. That's so much better than what the Huda Beauty palette was doing, which is really disappointing. I honestly haven't found an inner corner highlight that is as good as this one, and I want to salvage this look, so I'm not going to ruin it with that. I'm thinking I could take the shade Spicy, which is just here, and run that along the lash line. I might do that just because I am going to put lashes on, so I think I want something with a bit more depth to make that happen. So I'm just gonna see how this goes. Yeah, that doesn't look too bad. Okay, yep, so that's fine. I'm just going to leave it like that. I just used Spicy in the upper lash line just to give kind of like an eyeliner effect, because I have already kind of cheated and already used a shade from a different palette, which kind of gives you a little bit of an indication on my thoughts on this. I'm just going to pop my MAC coffee pencil in the waterline. I love this eye pencil. I feel like it really does bring a look to life. And then I'm just going to use my Anastasia mascara for the first time on my eyes, and then I'm going to do my lashes, and then I'll be right back to show you guys the final product. Okay, so I am back now. So this is the final makeup look that I've gone for with this palette. I'm sure you guys can see. Look, I don't mind it. I'll do a couple of swatches for you guys. I'll just grab a couple of the shades. So this one here, that's Filthy, Passion, which I love, Shameless. Ooh, Shameless is really pretty. And then also Provoke. So I've got a couple of shades just there. They swatch really, really well. I am going to put Slippery on my lids now. I kind of didn't want to do it before because I didn't want to ruin my look, but I am happy to do that now for you guys. So I'm just going to see if I've got like a teeny tiny little brush. Yeah, so I'm going to take this JH42 from Morphe Cosmetics, and I'm just going to, ooh. Okay, can you guys see? It's just like, it's literally like there's nothing there. It's like a clear gloss. So freaky. So we're going to go into Slippery now, and I'm going to put that on my lids. I'm going to go into that with a brush and like really get in there and pop that in the center. Okay, so there's a pink reflect. So I've basically just dinged up my whole eye look. Love that for me. Okay, unless it was already on my brush. Okay, so note to self, Slippery has a pink reflect, and I don't think I heard any of the other YouTubers that have done reviews on this particular eyeshadow palette state that it had a pink reflect. They've all just said that it's glossy. Okay, I don't think I like it. I feel like it has just totally ruined my eye look, but whatever. Honestly, can you even tell? Like, it's just got a bit of a pink reflect on it, and it's kind of, it's not really my jam. So I've done a couple of swatches for you guys. Look, my verdict on this palette is that it doesn't go deep enough for my liking. I like to have a really, really deep shade in here so that I can do my lash line. I did use the shade Spicy here to do my lash line today. Look, it's okay. I don't feel like you can get a complete look with this palette, but I don't think it's going to be as good as it potentially could be if you had like a black in there, if you had a really popping inner corner highlight. Like, I just feel like there's potential for so much more with this palette. I am a little bit disappointed, I won't lie. Like, I felt like the hype was real around this palette when I really wanted it initially. I feel like this is going to turn out like my Mercury retrograde palette, where I admire it but I don't really wear it. So this is just one more look at the palette here. Look, it's beautiful to look at. If you're a makeup collector, yeah, sure. If you really love Huda Beauty products and you want to add to your collection, yeah, sure. But I still think that I probably should have listened to a few more people before I did purchase this. I kind of saw it, jumped the gun, and then went, yeah, I want it right away. I didn't really think about it. So probably, like I said, if you love Huda Beauty, if you're a makeup collector, then yes, sure. But if you're not a beauty junkie and you're just getting into makeup, this is definitely not the place to start. I do have another eyeshadow tutorial coming up on my channel that is going to be about a palette that would be perfect for somebody who's new to makeup. So if you are, definitely make sure you're subscribed and have that post notification bells turned on, because that will be coming very, very soon. But that's pretty much everything from this video. Sorry it's a little bit drawn out. I did want to keep it short and sharp, but that's basically my thoughts on whether I think this eyeshadow is worth your money or not. This particular palette, which is like, yeah, but no, kind of is my outcome. I don't know. You're gonna have to go into store and touch it and feel it and see what you think before you purchase it. But for me, if I had seen this in store and played with it a little bit more, I probably wouldn't have purchased it, just being quite transparent with that. But yeah, that's my thoughts. So if you guys like this video, do not forget to subscribe to my channel if you want more content like this, and please do let me know what eyeshadow palette you would like me to review next, because I do want to do more of these videos on my channel. But until I see you guys next time, have a lovely day, guys. Bye.